Hello everyone. This is
Hello.
GTU2020 by me. I'm gonna be doing some little gaming here. Yeah, gonna beat the game as fast as possible. And tonight, I will have a commentator, Chivu. Hello, Chivu.
Hello.
Yeah, I guess there's not much to talk about at the beginning, so I guess I'll just count to 3 and start.
Yeah, just count me in. I'll run with you.
Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, go. So yeah, this is GTU2020.
I know a place on the edge of the red light district where we can lay low.
The first mission, just some driving, you know, nothing too much. For the first half an hour of the run, there will be a lot of glitches, some duping, some insta passing, which is almost the same thing, some mega jumps, so some insta deaths, should I say. So now I just fucked up because I can play. What I did at the beginning when I entered the car, I pressed exit the car. So the second I stopped, Cloud will automatically get out by his own. Just like this.
This is the place right here.
And also I paused over the marker, so the marker would just trigger, because the game freezes when you're pausing, but the markers still keep going and still checking if you're there. So you can make that, so you can pause pretty much over every marker and it will trigger.
Yeah,
there will be another one.
One more thing, hopefully we will see now is
A taxi?
not. Never mind. I thought it was gonna be one of the more recent editions of Alliance.
Oh yeah, I forgot about it actually. I deleted the file before the run, but I forgot anyway. And I also
That's fine.
I forgot to take the Kuroma. I need a taxi here. Really doesn't matter what car I get now. I just need a taxi at some point before arriving at the docks. Oh,
Yeah, so at the spot he was just there, there's usually a rampage when you're not on a mission, and he saved the replay over it. You will see it in a few minutes again when he loads the replay to start the rampage together with the submission. And, well, later you will see what.
Yeah, this game is a little bit more bugged than San Andreas, for example. I need to remember to not hold taxi here, because I'm doing a race route, which is, as it says, race route, so it's safe to do without any resets. So yeah, just doing another mission. I'll leave this taxi after I kill the dude, and I will get it later, in like 5 minutes from now, to set up a dude. Also nice flatbed turtles.
Yeah. That will be interesting for tomorrow.
Yeah, stay tuned. So obviously I switch camera. Nice. I need to re-enter it now.
Yeah, so the camera switches are to despawn traffic in front of you. That'll happen throughout the whole run. In Portland it will be probably a little more spammy than in Staunton, where you can also just stay in top-down camera when you're on the long road. Yeah, other than that you just cycle through the camera views. So here you just have to repair the stallion after you killed the guy, and then park it in a garage opposite to the hospital, and then you will see the use of the replay.
I had to re-enter the taxi there because it would despawn if I came back to it, because I blocked my door when the dude was trying to drag me out of it. So that removes the current vehicle I was in from the vehicle list, which keeps cars not despawn. On the map, yeah. So here I need to find a cop car. Yeah, well, I knew this was gonna be open. So now I just hold Vigilante, start the Rampage remotely. I start the Vigilante. I can cancel the Vigilante back. And now I have on mission 0 Rampage, which allows me to start any mission, except Rampages. And also Rampages aren't missions, so...
Yeah, and he also picked up the hospital tutorial via this icon because after your first death walk, if you don't do it and watch the tutorial, then you will not see the ambulance and one of the cop cars. The ambulance should be more important for this. Yeah, you will see the death walk later.
Here I got out of the cop car because if I was in the cop car, then Misty would be walking slowly instead of running. So that's a nice time save. Even though I'm on a timer, I would also like to get a gun, but doesn't seem like it's happening. No, he has a bat. Oh well, whatever. I just need to make sure to record this alternate M16 Rampage, because when you fail a Rampage in this game, it switches places. So there will be the same Rampage I have right now, just in future, when I fail it. So
yeah, in GTA 3, in GTA 3 the Rampages move, so when you fail it, it moves to an alternative location, which was just there. It's the same M16 Rampage, just, you know, the alternative location. Here he has to start Vigilante before the timer runs out, because when the timer runs out, he will be on mission 0 and can start a mission, which is Mike Phillips' last lunch in this case. And after he skips this cutscene, he passed the mission. Because that's just how it lines up in the mission script when you start Vigilante first and then start Mike.
So yeah, you just saw the first insta-pass of the run. One of you. I don't have a gun, so I'll have to just...
just do it normally, I would say.
Yeah. You usually don't see that shit.
Yeah, you can stay far enough away to kill this guy with a pistol when you pick up one building.
Yeah, good thing I have that one shotgun left. For the next mission.
Well...
Well, I shot the cop car already, so...
Yeah, should be fine. Because you will see it now on this mission, so this mission has a damage bar. You are supposed to damage this security car until the damage bar is full, and to steal it, one of the nicer tricks, I guess, in speedrunning is that you can just explode the car when you park it close enough but far enough away to not blow up this van as well. Just enough to fill the damage bar, and you can steal it immediately. This is also the bad pattern we refer to it. It can also drive north. That would be the good pattern, because here you have to turn around a little and then lose a little bit of time. Too big of a deal, especially in the marathon.
So here's the taxi from before. It's still there. I tried to push it but failed. I'll use it right now to set up a dupe.
Yeah, you will see the same again. He is again using a submission, this time the taxi, not Vigilante, to start the M16 Rampage by loading a replay while holding the submission, and then when he cancels taxi, he can start the next mission.
And this time I'm preparing this Rampage for a dupe and fail instead of an insta-pass. The difference is dupe and fail, you just dupe the mission and then fail it by either getting busted or getting wasted or some other condition, and the mission magically passes. Because one instance fails and it runs mission cleanup script, Oh my god.
Hey, watch the car. I said no fancy crap.
Yeah, that was planned. So the other mission, so yeah, it runs mission cleanup script, and it just
Wait here. Keep the engine
cleans
running.
the mission objectives. So the other instance things that I, for example, kill the dudes because they are no longer there. So the mission just passes. Start still. I wonder if I made any mistakes in explaining. Last time I was explaining that stuff was 1 year ago.
Yeah, I think it was an okay explanation in principle. I don't think I have anything to really say about it.
I think the only thing I raised my eyebrow at was you said it would be the first insta-passive few. Do you do any more insta-passes in this run?
Well, yeah, scam.
Oh, right, you do scam as well, right. Don't mind me then.
So here again, he starts the mission. No, actually, this is different because he starts the mission the first time before the timer runs out, and then when the timer runs out, he can start a mission again. So that is the due. It's taking out the laundry where the objective is to destroy 3 vents, and they will appear twice. And after he kills himself, as explained, one instance will fail, the other one will pass, and we can move forward to the next mission.
So now I just need a taxi, just like this.
Are you talking to me?
And I'm gonna start the rampage, and magic will happen again.
Yeah, so
Start
yeah.
it right now, I think.
So there's several things about this. Well, first of all, the M16 Rampage, you saw him go back to the main location at the end of Soprani Chauffeur. Now he needs the taxi, first of all, to start the Rampage again at this point with safely, so he can also have it running on this mission. He also needs a fire truck, because firefighter, you can cancel the upcoming mission. What is it called again? Salvatore's called a meeting. You can cancel it once, so you can load the. I think the character models are important, so that he can then use the taxi submission to insta-pass the mission. Because otherwise, if he didn't use Firefighter, he would crash the game. Again, he will arrive at Tony's place before the timer runs out, and he will use Firefighter, cancel it, and then get the taxi before the timer runs out, and also start the taxi submission before the timer runs out. Low quality.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff happening. I can't really explain because I need to focus to not fail.
Yeah, it's one of the harder things in the run. That's why I tried explaining it. Hopefully it was kind of understandable. So I'm just going to repeat. Now he's passing the mission. The timer is still running, but he can start the next mission while holding Firefighter. After he skips the cutscene, he can start Firefighter, so the mission cancels. And then he can start taxi, hold the taxi button, and wait for the timer to run out. And once the timer runs out, he can start the mission again. And because he's holding taxi while starting the mission, it will instantly pass. And it also, because I think the cutscene warps you just to Salvatore, you will also warp to the next mission, which is at Salvatore's place.
Which is super convenient, actually. You don't need to drive.
Crash cam. Oh, I didn't pay attention, but apparently Kamiks got a crash cam, which is a relic of the past, so I'm just not gonna talk about it.
Forget about it.
Yeah. It doesn't matter for this route.
So pause the marker, skip the dialogue by pressing W.
Come on, Fido, let's go.
If I was on foot, then it would be just space, I believe. Sprint, I mean.
Yeah, for me it would be shift. I should. Yeah.
Well, everybody knows that space is the right way.
I'm not going to argue this.
So I'm going to arrive at the warehouse where I will do certain things. First drop off Maria, then I will get out of the limo, punch the mafia guy, so he will be after me. He will be angry. I will then block the door, so that the limo will get off the vehicle list. Because
Yeah, so-
right now. At Tony's place, there is a taxi that I will need later in order to not dupe later in the run. Because for some reason, I think it's the only mission that puts the mission's vehicle on your vehicle list.
One little thing, you mean the fire truck. He needs the fire truck.
Yeah,
I think it's a taxi. I mean, I just want to.
Well, taxi and vigilante is dead, so these cars are both useless. In some way, you just can't start the submissions. But I will need a taxi for the next mission. And also, a cop car is just fast, so it's convenient to have it at any point. So yeah, now just driving to the end of the mission. When I will park the car, there will be a cut scene that I will not skip immediately, because if I do so, Claude will be stuck in walking animation for some reason. But if I wait and then skip when the scene switches, then I will have normal control, which is faster overall. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like 1.5 or 2 seconds, I'm not even sure, but it's actually a lot. I mean, I guess it's a lot, I would say. Maybe some other people wouldn't say that 2 seconds is a lot, as speedrunners, I get. He also, so one thing, he mega jumped to the taxi. He went down the stairs a little bit to make sure that the taxi spawns, because if you just mega jump right away, you will not spawn it and you will not have your taxi there. So he does that. Then he mega jumps to it. Another reason for it is, of course, for the fire truck to stay there and also to make it just in time for Curly Bob at Luigi's Club. Here he's recording a grenade rampage, which he will use right after this mission. Yeah, it will be again started with the taxi submission. Yeah, other than that, he's just going to do this mission, I guess normally you could say, because you can pick him up. You can also speed him up with the replay like this. You can, for example, use visual references where you see him turning and then sprinting, and yeah, around that time you play the replay. It would be easier to explain if you did it yourself, or if we actually saw that, because Kamiks apparently has a different reference.
Yeah, I have a different reference. It's just my detailed timer on my life loop when I split. So here I'm gonna just kill Curly and not kill myself as I would do in a world record attempt, I guess. But instead I'm going to drive to the firefighter, fire truck I left, and then start the rampage, which requires me to explode cars. And when you start firefighter, obviously cars spawn. You need to extinguish. But if you cancel firefighter, they just explode, which counts to the rampage, which is convenient for this reason. Yeah, so I left one. Now I'm gonna just destroy the fire truck, which will pass the mission, and I can just start this mission again.
Yeah, so this is another dupe and fail, like taking out the laundry earlier. And again, the objective in this case is to kill 3 guys. They spawn twice, and then, as explained before,
Lucky.
you fail the mission.
I'm gonna wait here for actually.
Oh yeah, so another thing is you can, so the weather is on a cycle. At some point it also rains, and you can skip this rain by playing replays when the clock is at 59. The easiest method to do it is to press F3, F1 when the clock is at 59, so that your F1 replays after start at 59. And then you just play as many F1 replays as you want to skip in the weather cycle, which is usually just, I don't know, 2 minutes, sometimes 4 minutes for rain.
Which is something Vice City runners would love to have.
Mind if I pop in with a couple of donations real quick?
Hell yeah.
So we have $5 from Mr. Mary, who said, Polish Mountain Squad, word up. I'm not sure if he's here anymore because unfortunately I lost quality options because Twitch, doesn't like to give 200 viewer streamers quality options these days, apparently. So thank you, Mary, if you're still here. If not, I'm sorry. You can find it on YouTube later. The video, I'm sorry. And $35.72 from Tane, the very handsome man himself. So it's $35.72 for Thriving's 357.2 run. Be considerate next time driving. Run slower so kids get more money. And shame on you, Thriving. Thank you, Tane. Very kind of you, sir. And that puts us to a total of $261, which is over a quarter of the way to our goal. And considering we're only on 1 day out of 7, that's awesome.
So there are routes in this category that would just insta-pass this mission with taxi, but they are slower. Yeah, I got the crash cam earlier in the run on Chaperone, which would, if I were to insta-pass Blowfish now, it would crash the game. But if I got different camera on that mission, Chaperone, then it would not crash.
Yeah, so to elaborate a little more why we don't insta-pass Blowfish, we have to choose between Salvatore's Call a Meeting and Blowfish because both require taxi, and after you use a submission like taxi or much earlier vigilante for an insta-pass, you can't activate them anymore. As far as we know, or at least realistically in the run.
Tell me one of those flashbacks.
So maybe for Blowfish it was pretty straightforward. There wasn't really much to talk about. The mission itself was just right there and Death Wolf. And now, so after starting bomb the base and dropping down here now, what Kamiks is doing is he's currently playing a replay every time the in-game clock almost goes to the next minute. That's because he's preparing for a mission called Sayonara Salvatore, which rounds up to the next in-game hour and adds 2.5 hours. So one in-game hour is 1 minute here. And yeah, as let me think how I should say it. You obviously don't want the rounding to go up that much. You want to pretty much start Sayonara Salvatore as close to the next in-game hour as possible, so you don't lose time waiting longer than the 2.5 minutes and maybe a few possible more seconds. He's also now, while he needs to wait for 8-Ball to reach his destination to blow up the boat anyway, he's also recording a shotgun rampage replay. I think you saved it on 59. That's something. For the weather thing, whatever. He also managed to get back in his Mafia Sentinel before the cutscene started, so he can still use it after the cutscene. That warps him back to where the boat was.
Yeah, in a normal attempt, I would not be recording that rampage. I would still have the grenade rampage I saved on cutting the grass, but since this is the race route, I will start this shotgun rampage with paramedic right now.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe so the world record route also uses paramedic to dupe trials and tribulations, which makes you lose paramedic. We still need to start this mission and later on another mission, Paparazzi Purge, with rampages, so we keep paramedic alive for marathon or race runs, so we can do it safely. And he's still using replays to stop the clock for a little bit. I think he should be fine now. So he will arrive hopefully before 1620 at this marker, and that should be fine enough, which means he will start Sayonara Salvatore before 5 o'clock, so...
Well, it's not rocket science.
Listen.
Yeah, it's really not. We just need to make sure, as I said, that we start the next mission, Sayonara Salvatore, before the next in-game hour starts, which would be 5 o'clock, in this case, 5 p.m. So the rounding is not too much, and there's almost no extra waiting time to the 2.5 minutes we have to wait anyway.
So now my rampage will go off, which will set the mission to on mission 0, which will mean I will be able to start another mission or another rampage, which I will do.
Did you use F3, F1 for faking?
What?
Did you use F3 replays for faking?
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, I just mean because you actually saved at 59, so you delayed a shit ton on the weather. I was wondering why it was raining for a second.
Well, it should. What?
It can cross rivers.
Yeah, I don't get it why it happens. Apparently, if you.
It's easy. You saved the shotgun rampage replay at 59, so whenever you use that.
Well, but I wasn't using F1 replays later. I guess F3 replays also work for.
I mean, yeah. The only condition is that your replay starts at 59. So when you save a replay at 59 and then use it, then that also works.
No. Well, kill, I guess.
So I just said faking. Faking is what we usually say to the whole stopping the clock thing that I explained before for this mission. So at 19:30, Salvatore comes out of Luigi's club and you can kill him.
Yeah, this rain is kind of annoying. I skipped shit ton of weather. This rain should be like 15 minutes later.
Yep. We have the setup time for the next dupe, so you already saw him starting the rocket rampage. And now switching to an Uzi by going to ammunition and buying one, so he can actually, he can kill Salvatore with the rockets as well, but he's going to mega jump right after, and you can't jump with rockets. Kill him with the Uzi. And the whole rampage before last request was so that when you start Sayonara Salvatore, the shotgun rampage is still running, and that it runs out on this mission so he can do this whole setup with the rocket rampage he just did. And here he will dupe under surveillance. This pretty much the same as Prevents and Trials and Tribulations, where he starts it the first time before the timer runs out, and then the second time when after the timer runs out. So this is probably one of the more impressive mega jumps in this game. You can just jump to the next island and you're done. You're right at the spot for under surveillance.
Yeah, so it was just ordinary dupe and fail. And now I will take this ambulance. I will need paramedic to start Rocket Rampage. In a normal attempt I would not be able to do so because paramedic would be dead and I would not be able to start it. So I would have to dupe the next mission, Mandupe. And I don't think we explained Mandupes. Mandupes is basically starting a rampage just before you enter the mission marker. And they are pretty random, they are pretty annoying, they are pretty hard. And they are a no-no for races, for marathon routes. So yeah, here I just start the rampage, then let go paramedic, and I will actually need rockets for this very next mission. Without the rockets, I would have to play this mission casually, which is super slow, but with rockets I can just snipe the dude from the balcony and that's it. That's literally the mission. And now we'll get to know Stanton. On this mission I will literally be driving around Staunton, answering phone calls from Ray, who hides in the park toilets. Yeah, this is a pretty boring part.
Yep, it's really straightforward, just just answering phone calls and nothing else really. Until
if you don't know the city and you can't read the map, then this mission can get pretty tough with its timer.
Yeah.
I have some donations for you, Kamiks. We got a bit of time.
Shoot.
While you're doing Watch Mojo's hardest GTA 3 mode. Floppy Fish 420 donates $40 and says push it to the limit. Great song, big fan. And Prox donated $9.28 to round it up to $310 right now. So thank you to everyone who's donated so far. It's super awesome to get that far on the first day. Like, we are gonna smash 1,000 at this rate, which is sick.
So now the rampage is about to end and I will need to make it so it ends inside the replay. Just like this, so I get to keep the rockets I had in this rampage.
Yeah, so usually when a rampage ends, may it be by failing it or by actually completing it, it usually removes the weapons, but when you end it in a replay, then it doesn't. So you have 30k rockets, which is what the rampage gives you. You just don't see the number while on the land.
I think if you go above 30,000, then it also doesn't show. I don't know, I can't remember the last time I bought rockets when I had 30k.
I'm pretty sure I saw 30,003 or something before for me, so I'm not really sure about that one. Maybe there is some kind of limit where it doesn't show numbers again, but I wouldn't.
I can verify that because one time I embarrassingly bought rockets even though I had 30,000, and yeah, I still had 30,005. Can verify. Everyone laughing.
Well, it was a safe move. You can sometimes run out of the rockets.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm totally not joking right now.
I might have missed 30,000. It's possible.
So here's one of the main reasons why rockets are great, because otherwise, since you death warp a lot, and when you get to the mission, you only get these 12 grenades where you need to shoot or throw a grenade into this window you will see, and then Just kill the guy who is in the car that comes out from this garage. With rockets, it's very easy and even fast and safe.
Yeah, I like this mission. It's nice. Also, when I dupe and failed that under surveillance, it was the last time I killed myself in this run. Hopefully.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I will get to
Portland,
keep the 30k rockets for the rest of the run.
Portland has a lot of technical stuff, I guess you can say, when you are not familiar with the dupes, instapasses, and so on. And this is much more straightforward, but I wouldn't necessarily say easier. I guess it depends how you see it, because there will be some missions that can cost you a lot of time or that can go really great. This one, not that much, but the one after that, which is the infamous evidence dash mission.
Oh boy.
But first of all, this mission. So this is also another mission that is done differently when you have rockets. You can just drive the car to the gate to get these guys to spawn immediately and then shoot them from there. You can also, after that, mega jump and then kill the last two guys here that spawn. If you only had grenades, you would need to, well, what is usually done, you jump on a container which has rockets, which gives you 5 rockets, and then destroy the cars from the top of the container. But that's kind of slow compared to this strat.
Yeah, I also like this mission because of 30k rockets.
Also, you don't need to pick up any weapons after the mission when you get these 30k rockets. There's already 2 missions sped up by it, and there will be even more.
So
Now,
yeah.
now I just wanted to say now is the drive back to evidence dash, which I just mentioned.
So when I was driving to this place, I made a replay over a bribe, which I will need for this mission and for this mission only. Which you can guess it. It's basically when I play this replay, whenever I have wanted level, it will remove it by 1 star. Which is also super convenient. You can get away, clean up your wanted level after Adito or Sam. So now all I have to do is pit maneuver this guy 5 times, and hopefully he doesn't jump.
Yeah, he drops a package every time you hit him and, well, pick up the last package you have. Otherwise, you first need to pick up whatever packages are there at the ground. And there can be several patterns which can be much slower. This one is actually, I would say, pretty good so far. And even better because now Kamiks got all 6 packages.
Not very nice. Not very nice.
Oh my god.
Okay, it's fine.
So yeah, maybe one little difficulty here is after you pick up the 6 packages, you are supposed to destroy the car that you picked up the last package with, and we have the grenades and we have the rockets. Grenades are usually, I would say, a little faster because with rockets you sometimes have to readjust. But as you can see, even with the grenades, you maybe sometimes have to readjust.
I'm so glad I didn't die here.
Yeah, so
you have no idea. So now this shit mission, I really hate it because it's so RNG dependent and it killed several rounds.
I'd use the dormitory.
Yeah.
You just have to get a cartel cruiser, which is pretty rare. Let's be honest, it doesn't really spawn. You have it's like a 50-50, I would say.
Yeah, so one thing is he's in the top-down camera, which doesn't spawn cars, but once he reaches Fort Staunton, he switches back, so cars spawn, and because he's in Fort Staunton, the cartel cruisers will spawn. And he was actually really lucky with that, but that's not all the luck needed for this mission.
Yeah, well, but
yeah, it's probably the main factor.
Unless I get Well, if I get the third garage, then it's a major time loss. Major as in... Hello? Major as in, well, 10 seconds. Shit, I forgot to kill. I'm gonna kill myself.
This is the other luck-dependent thing I was trying to tell you, that he can be in one of these 3 garages, and of course he was in the last one.
I would like to get some health, but I don't know where it is. Well, I know it's at Asuka's place. Isn't HP there, or am I mistaking it with...
Yeah, HP is at Asuka's place, yeah.
There should be HP here, like right here.
Oh yeah, here as well. Somewhere to the right, I'm not sure if you already passed it.
I think well, whatever.
Yeah.
Unlucky, I guess.
It's in the first little, like, I don't know what you call it, like dent in the buildings, like before, just as you go past the bridge.
What the hell? I wasn't paying attention at the screen. So that can happen sometimes. So I'm still in the carter cruiser because I will need it for the next mission. Unfortunately.
Yeah, sadly we can't ditch it yet. We need it for the next mission as well. Because, well, so the next mission is to kill Kenji, the Yakuza leader, and pin it on the Colombians. So that's the reason why you need the car. You can kill Kenji pretty easily without this car, but after you kill Kenji, you actually need to enter a cartel cruiser once to get the confirmation message that you actually killed him otherwise.
Yeah, so that the game thinks I actually was in the cartel.
Yeah, so casually this mission is usually done by running him over, but here there are several things you could technically do in this run. You don't have a sniper rifle, but rockets that you can shoot to kill Kenji. And you will see from where and how.
Call all units. Verify reported to multi-story top report.
Hello? You fall down, okay. Well,
Yeah,
I was testing this reference before and it hasn't failed me until now.
From what I can tell, it was too far to the right, so yeah, he can fall down the floor and
I think he fell even once more.
yeah, I think you need to shoot much. Well, never mind. Here is the confirmation message we just talked about.
Yeah, well, that was weird. I think he fell once more. I didn't have that before, ever. So now, the second I leave this car, I will pass the mission. But it's kinda slow to do right now, so I will do it at the marker. And since we raised, oh my god, since we raised $300 and more, I now have to do new Adito, which is the juice of this run, I would say.
So you have fog right now.
Oh my god. Yeah, this will be rough.
So to tell you a little more about this new Adito, which is not really new but over 3 years old. So this mission, after the 2-minute timer runs out, there will be a dodo flying over the water next to Asuka's place, dropping packages that you have to pick up. You can record a replay of its pathing in the water, and before the timer runs out, and drive back to Donald before all packages drop, or even when you don't make it in time, as long as you have a replay after all the 6 packages drop down, you can play the replay, and if your pathing was good in the replay, then you will pick up all 6 packages. But if not, then you will not have time to correct this mistake and will fail the mission. So.
I actually have calm waves, which is good.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to focus right now. Okay, looks good to me.
Okay, yeah. So he is past the place where the last package drops. Now, as I said, the timer is still running. He's trying to get back to Donald, preferably before the last package drops. As long as he plays a replay before any kind of mission fail can happen, it's fine. It's just optimally you can get back to Donald before all packages drop.
Yeah, so if I don't manage to collect all the packages, it will be fucking awful because I have 68 HP to 68 and I will have like 5 stars wanted level and I don't have a brightly play and safe house is very far away and the pay and spray is very far away, so if I don't succeed, everything will be against me. So it's high risk, high reward strat, which I also do in normal attempts.
Yeah, so overall this strat is like 30 to 35 seconds faster, so that's why it's really nice to do and get in a run.
Alright, I think this is fine.
Yeah, this looks pretty good.
Hell yeah, dude. Easy.
Nice.
I even saved time over my PB.
This might be a first in marathon. I don't know.
To repair the damaged mechanism
Because even world record runs
traffic flow, both to
only really started to use them consistently maybe, I don't know if last year already, but maybe definitely only really this year.
So now we started the last segment of the run,
Yeah.
which will involve a lot of dodo flying. And dodo flying is not intended by Rockstar, it is all a glitch, and I will abuse it to its extremes, I would say. I will do a few missions exclusively in dodo. Dodo flying is kinda hard, but once you get to it, it's not really hard anymore. I would say dodo flying is really nice. It is really hard for new players. In general, this game is pretty hard. Even in casual gameplay, it's rough because it doesn't really tell you much. But for speedrunning, this game is really fun. I recommend, yes, please play this game. So yeah, so here's the dodo. I will need to trigger this cutscene and I will fly away in a moment.
Yeah, so I could talk a little bit about how the flying works or something. It's kind of counterintuitive because usually you would think if you pull up your nose then you would fly higher and so on, but in reality the thing to do is to tap nose down repeatedly so you gain speed, and whenever you stop tapping for a little bit you gain height depending on your speed, and then you can tap further, and you only really use your nose up if you want to lose a lot of speed, which means you also lose a lot of height, which you'll see just now. You also have to make sure that you don't lose too much at once, otherwise you will bounce on the ground. This was pretty clean and not too fast. There's also another nice mega jump here you can do.
Yeah, well, I skipped like a bunch of this mission because normally the intended way you would have to kill everybody so they don't kill you. But in reality you can just skip them all and trigger the marker and they will die inside the cutscene. Well, after the cutscene ends. So now I'm flying to the end of the mission.
Yeah, you still have to go back to Donald where the mission started, and then you are done with Donald and you go back to the construction site there, the area. I'm not sure what the best word for it is. To do your final chain of missions, you could say, before you unlock the very last one.
I think we have some donations, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say before you start Dodo Bait would be a
Yeah,
preferable
go ahead.
time. So we have $10 from Andrew TV, the first ever guide creator for this game. Thank you very much, Andrew. He said, "Let's go." And Crucial dropped a big $30 and said, "Go get him." Thank you very much, Crucial. Thank you for sticking around to commentate that essay run. It was awesome job by all of you. So we are at $350 right now. And also a quick reminder that if you sub or donate any bits or anything to this stream, they'll all be directly donated to the cause as well. I won't be taking any cut of that. So if you have some bits or a Prime sub or anything laying around, you can send it straight to the charity.
So now I'm starting the, well, the hardest mission, I think. A lot of people say that it's the hardest, but actually now with the new Adito, I don't think so that it's the hardest.
Yeah, it's probably the best mission to get from a beginner stage flying of Dodo to actually kind of good flying, because you will see, so there are 3 cars you have to lure into a death trap and set up by the Yakuza. And the game doesn't check for your height when you activate them. You just have to be in the area with, I guess you could say, your X and Y coordinates. So you can just fly here and you will see that the color changed on the mini-map for the car. From a bright pink to a darker pink one, maybe red. There's also another thing here you want to do, is it's the dam touch. It actually, the cars actually take this as a reference point to their pathing, so this is currently the fastest flying route, I guess you could say, or the fastest method to lure them into this death trap where he is about to land.
Okay. Yeah, you could see Dodo twitching a lot there. This is usual stuff when you have high speed and you're flying with Dodo. So this looks pretty good right now.
Yeah, you also want to, well, the problem is when 2 cars at once come in, second car often doesn't really activate immediately. There's a lot wrong with this AI, how it's programmed. You could talk about it for 5 minutes with all the issues there. But basically the most important thing is that you don't really get out of your vehicle, or in this case your Dodo, until all of them are activated. And sometimes that can be a problem because the Yakuza, well, they are another AI which can just stand around and do nothing. This time it was really nice, and the cars didn't come at once. They were all a little spread out, so. On to the next mission, which is Espresso to Go. Where you have to destroy 9 stalls, 5 in Staunton, 2 in Portland, 2 in Shoreside. We start with Portland, actually. We use our Dodo to fly over.
Yeah, there is a really hard strat that I don't think anyone can pull off right now in one sitting without any tools and shit, which is basically use this Dodo to destroy most of the stalls by just flying over them and touching them with your wheel. It's super hard. It's incredibly hard. And someone actually in a tool-assisted speedrun did this. Maybe someone could link the E2G Dodo. It would save like 50 seconds in a normal run if I pulled it off.
Yeah, I mean, it's very hard for several reasons. One, touching the stalls so they get destroyed and at the same time not lose all your speed and so on. Second is that once you crash into them or touch them, you also do damage to your vehicle. So it's very unrealistic. Maybe one day someone will pull it off. But I don't know about that one.
The 57 struts.
So maybe again about the Dodo, since it came up in chat. Yeah, I guess it wasn't designed to fly, but it actually has physics that make sense, so you can actually fly it. As I explained earlier a little bit, if you just tap down, nose down repeatedly, you gain speed, and whenever you stop, you gain height a little bit. And then when you want to land, this is the only time you use nose up. So it's kind of counterintuitive.
When you take off after some down shots, you also want to use...
But in general, nose up loses you a lot of speed, and usually speed is just it translates into height you can get from Dodo flying. Yeah.
So this is where 30k rockets come in handy?
Yep, otherwise you would need to buy more, well, rockets or grenades. One of the things, rockets are faster to use, of course.
Someone will find some working SSU for this game, or AJS, before Dodo E2G.
So what's also important after this last stunt install, you go over to shoreside, which means you take the bridge. That's important for, you know, trying to get a fast run, because you don't want to lose to a bridge that goes up when you are reaching it. Well, this is a marathon run, so I didn't really pay attention how fast he really was, but I think this segment seemed to be pretty clean, so you can actually currently, I would say the fastest runs you can actually be a little too fast for the bridge, but you would have to have a really nice segment.
So he was second to last stall, which is pretty far away, and it rocket make it easy to shoot it down. If I didn't have rockets, if I didn't have enough rockets, it would be pain to drive over there and throw a grenade or run it over. So I'm driving to the last stall. I will pass the mission, and then I will mega jump to the airport.
Yep, and we go back.
I shouldn't really mega jump because I don't have HP for that. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. Usually I would just shoot it down, turn around, and mega jump over there.
Well, if you really wanted, you could have gone to
I could
the
make
health
it,
pickups.
GL with exchange, I guess.
Yeah, we were also right at the hospital there if you really wanted to, but it's not usual for GTA 20% run to really go there.
So I take another Dodo, and I will use it for the last two missions of the run. Then it's already end of the run. Time flies by.
The next mission, I would say, is visually kind of impressive.
Yeah, and it's also with bait one of the hardest of the run. For newbies, of course. Well, if you get the snipe down every time, then it's not really hard anymore. But learning to snipe the Dodo with rocket, timing the rocket is pretty hard to do.
Yeah, so maybe to talk a little bit more, there will be a timer once he starts the mission, and usually at the end, so when you maybe play it casually, usually around the end of the timer, the Dodo will reach the airport, and you can shoot it to collect aid packages and to bring it back here to the construction area, but we don't need to wait for the full timer to run down. We can choose a different spot where we snipe it. Also, we have a little more time here to pick up armor in this case.
Yeah, normally, well, you can do this every time because you don't always have 100 armor here. But since I'm on a timer, I can afford to pick it up without losing any time. And also that snipe on the dam actually comes from the tool-assisted speedrun that was done back in, what, 2011? I think? 2012, I think. This is super old, and dude who found it, I have no idea how he even came up to find it. I would have no idea how to really.
Even the adoption of the strat in real-time runs for us is actually pretty old. I think also 7 years old already. I'm pretty sure it was already there before I started even running this game. So because it's, as I said, it's visually impressive, but it's actually kind of easy once you get the reference.
I would get
So maybe to give you a little idea, the timer should be at 117. Around that, you will see the shot. There are also different references that you can use. Older ones use the timer or the minimap, because you will see the dodo on the minimap, I think, once the timer reaches 130. But you can also use the background with the hills there, and also you hear the ground. So here you aim all the way up once you lined up, which you can just do by holding W instead of moving your mouse, otherwise you would probably go a little to the left or right. Once you see the, I think this reference uses actually the dodo on the screen. Once it is on the screen, you shoot.
Oh, well, that was close. That would cost me a lot of time if it landed on the other side.
Yep,
Yeah,
so
it's pretty narrow to hit the snipe without losing shit ton of time.
yeah, other than that, you get 4 stars with the bright replay. It's trivial. Older runs also maybe had a problem a little bit with the stars, especially. So
Yeah, but since I have a bright replay, it was easy to get the wonder level off.
yeah, and you can actually use such a takeoff instead of going the other direction, which older runs did.
By the way, I don't think we mentioned that there is a pairs counter on the screen.
Yeah, it's a leftover of the taxi when you insta-pass. Salvatore's called a meet.
You can get rid of it by saving and reloading.
Yeah. Ooh.
Well, this is some pretty bad landing.
Yeah,
Also
that
playing
was
really
initiated late, so
Yeah, I'm a reverse.
and
Pass the
yeah,
mission
here
here
is
and-
the Ransom Cut Scene, which ends the mission as well, and which tells you to go to the last mission. Well, to the villa where the last mission marker is, rather.
Yeah, and the last mission is pretty short. It's 1 minute, counting from when it started.
Yep,
And
so
I
don't
will
look away.
also use this dodo. Oh my god. Okay, I think it's on. Uh-oh, it's not fine. I hit the pavement there.
Yeah, you
But it is
steered a
fine,
little
yeah.
too much.
Yeah, it is fine.
So we also use the dodo here, so it's not just to fly over, but also to start the mission with.
Yeah. There are several thousand ways of doing the exchange. I could name them all, but I'm gonna do it after the run ends, because I wanna focus here for a moment.
Yeah, so very quickly while in this cutscene, he will also be doing a little specific flying route to spawn some vehicles and enemies on the right you can see when you look. So he can actually activate the last cutscene after he lands. So yeah, you probably saw it on the right. A couple
Yeah,
of
I have to
vehicles and so
spawn
on.
enemies in order to advance the mission.
Yeah, so we are almost at the end. Don't look away. This is just the last cutscene. now.
Get this thing
Well, last cutscene before the run.
And 3, 2, one time.
You big tough boy.
No,
GG.
104. Thanks for the G. It's hell of
Residents in
a...
Cedar Grove have been coming to
hella
terms with
better
the emotional
than-
aftermath
than the
of
last time on
war
GTA
that
Marathon.
hit the area yesterday.
What was the last?
Resident Clive Denver
it was
described to police a single
112, I
gunman that
think?
he saw fleeing the scene.
Because I
with a
got
dart
busted
here.
on GTA Raw
We're gonna have such fun, cause you know.
just before ending the
I love you.
mission.
I really do, cause you're such a
I
big,
think I
strong man.
remember.
That's just what I mean.
Not fully, but I
Anyway,
think
what
I
was I
remember
saying?
something like that.
You know, I forget, but you know what it's like, don't you?
The sound of explosions shook nearby homes.
Yeah, this was pretty clean overall.
Several
I
citizens
mean,
were
sure,
injured
there
in the
were
panic as
a
gunfire
few little
was
things like the
exchanged. Ground
ED and
forces and a helicopter
I
circling
mean, as long as you don't die or anything, it's a really good run for a marathon. 104.
Yeah, awesome job, guys.
with the death toll
Especially
already
the new Adito as well, that was
Police are
sick.
still finding
Yeah,
bodies.
that too.
There have been no official
Yeah, without
denials
the new
concerning
Adito, it
rumors
would
that
be
the dead were members of the
I-104.
Colombian cartel, and still no leads as to the cause of the massacre.
So any passing words before we head off and get some rest for the night before the big day tomorrow with Chibu's 100% run?
Yeah, so tomorrow I start the day with the 100% run, as it looks like 12 p.m. CET.
This one cost me $50.
Yeah.
No, I'm ready. That's all I have to say.
Well, my final words, I just want to quickly plug the Polish marathon that is going to be happening at the end of this week, which I will also be taking part of. I will give you a link to the schedule if you're interested in seeing more GTA 3 on marathon. What?
I said post it in the chat so everyone can have a look.
Yeah, so here's the marathon. I will be doing my run. It's the last run of the marathon. So it's Sunday evening. So if you're interested in seeing some more GTA 3 gameplay explained in Polish language, then I guess that's something for you. And other than that, I don't think that I have anything else. Thanks for having me. Thanks Chivu for the comment, Andy. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the marathon. Bye bye.
Enjoy, bye.
Grand Theft Auto.